boy, oh boy, am I finally excited for WrestleMania. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the build, it hasn't been as good as last year, not even the year before, but it's finally starting to pick up, especially the closer we're getting to WrestleMania, the more excited I'm getting for it. And this Raw was really good. It told a bunch of nice stories and got me excited for what's to come. Now, not everything was perfect. Case in point, the opening to the show of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Now, Adam Pearce calls all of them to the ring and makes it official. It's a triple threat match at WrestleMania. And we all knew this, right? It's not a surprise to anyone, but I still can't get excited for the match. I mean, this is three of your probably, maybe the three biggest women's wrestlers you have at the moment on your roster. And you're telling this story? I can't buy into that. So Adam Pearce makes everyone sign the contract. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair get in each other's face, which allows Io Sky to dropkick Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and stand tall with the belt. I'm not excited for this at all. At least with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, there is a bit of drama there. Well, there's a lot of drama there that I'm interested in seeing. Here, it's nothing, man. Yeah, you have star power, but that doesn't always make for a good match. The whole thing that bothers me so much really is that you have three major stars and a whole crew of writers. And this is the best story you can come up with for them for WrestleMania? Seriously? I don't think so. Anyway, the rest of the show was really solid and I enjoyed pretty much everything about it. So backstage we get the Judgment Day and Finn Balor is excited that they're getting a fatal 4-way match at WrestleMania for the IC title, but he says that people don't believe Dominic Mysterio can win on his own. So tonight he will face Penta on his own. Dominic will face Penta on his own, and then Finn Balor just leaves. I'm very curious what's happening here, especially with Finn Balor, because it seems like we're getting another heel turn in a heel faction with Finn Balor turning on the Judgment Day, which would be interesting, and I don't know how you progress that character further. Like, a face turn for Finn Balor would make sense, but a heel turn? Like what, then you're sticking him on Raw as a heel now, along with Judgment Day? That's just gonna cause issues. Meanwhile, if you send him to SmackDown, you're gonna have to go back to a feud with Damian Priest. I don't see what the purpose here is. I would much rather see him bring back the Demon Finn Balor and be a heel leader for this group. Like, sure, we can still bring back Aleister Black, make him the leader of this faction, and Aleister Black unleashes the demon back into Finn Balor, and then you have Demon Finn Balor in this faction and Aleister Black as a new leader. Wouldn't that be a very interesting dynamic in this faction? I think so, including Dominic Mysterio with all his heat. But that's a match for the main event, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. But after that, we do get another match, Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley for the Intercontinental Championship. A really solid match which ends up with Lyra Valkyria retaining her Intercontinental Championship. Man, I'm a very big fan of Lyra Valkyria. She's maybe my favorite women's wrestler right now outside of Kalani Jordan, but I'm not feeling her reign. And this match with Bayley was good, but I would have rather seen it at WrestleMania because it's pretty obvious right now, right? Bayley and Lyra are gonna win that tag team match. They're gonna go to WrestleMania and challenge Liv and Raquel. I don't care about that match. There is no reason for me at all to invest myself in Lyra and Bayley as a tag team, because we all know after WrestleMania they're not gonna team up together. They're gonna split off into their own little groups and do their own stuff. So you really know Liv and Raquel are gonna win. And I think having that Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania would have meant more than having the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, because I want to see the Women's Tag Team Championship succeed, but right now, man, they're dead in the water. And the Intercontinental Championship has a chance to be risen up if you have Lyra defeating someone as big as Bayley at WrestleMania to retain that championship. It would mean a lot for it compared to the Women's Tag titles. And I'm sorry, Liv, I really wish they did something better for you, but I don't want to see you on the card this year if that's the match they're gonna do. Then we have a few backstage segments. There's this thing with this comedian and Otis that I didn't really get. I really don't mind if comedians are on the show, or any celebrity in general, if they're on the show, if they're implemented in an interesting way. This was just weird. I didn't get it. But after that, we get AJ Styles talking about how he's excited for WrestleMania. He's excited that he gets to face Logan Paul because he gets to embarrass Logan Paul. Which means Karrion Kross walks up to him and he asks, like, you are going to embarrass yourself just like you did last week, and you need the old AJ Styles back. This causes a bit of a squabble between the two of them, and AJ challenges Karrion Kross to a match, next week, which I'm excited for. AJ Styles vs Karrion Kross seems like it could be a banger of a match. And we can also probably expect Logan Paul to somehow get involved, and I mean that would be a very big victory for Karrion Kross over AJ Styles again. The next match is the LWO accompanied by Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano and the Creed brothers, and I know everybody has mixed opinions about El Grande Americano. I love the character, I'm very entertained by it, and that's all I'm asking for out of my show. I love it, and the crowd are responding very well to it too. He might be one of the more over wrestlers right now, just from the pure silliness of it, and I really enjoy it. And what's good for me is that he wins. El Grande Americano picks up the victory for his team, and he and the Creed brothers stand tall. And afterwards, Rey Mysterio goes to Adam Pearce, and Rey Mysterio says, I want to face him at WrestleMania. Now, the likelihood is it's going to be a mask versus mask match, and Rey Mysterio is going to unmask him and reveal it's Chad Gable. Back when it was the Royal Rumble, I was wondering if we're going to just leave Rey Mysterio off the card, or is he going to have something to do with Dominic Mysterio again? I had no idea, but this is a really good, interesting story for him. I'm really invested in this. This is probably my favorite, outside of Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair right now. This is my favorite storyline going on. I'm really excited to see what this happens, and obviously El Grande Americano is gonna lose, but I mean, for Rey Mysterio at this stage of his career, it's gonna be a nice match. Then we have the War Raiders versus the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and man, I don't know what happened here. It was a fairly solid match, don't get me wrong, it was a good match, I liked the match, but the New Day tried to bring a chair into the match, and he leaves it in one of the War Raiders' hands. The referee sees it and calls it disqualification. And afterwards, the New Day keep attacking the War Raiders with the chairs. I don't think this is how the match should have ended. I was fully going into this match expecting the New Day to win, and maybe that's my fault, but honestly, now I'm taking my words back, I'm not disappointed. This match is probably going to happen at WrestleMania, which is big. It's going to be the first time in a long time we have both tag team championships probably defended at WrestleMania. Now for the Raw Tag Team Championships, we're probably going to get the New Day versus the War Raiders. And honestly, as long as the New Day wins, I'm fine. It's going to be a big moment for the New Day, the heel New Day, finally winning the belts. But maybe, just maybe, Big E can return just as the New Day are about to win, help the War Raiders, and he gets his revenge on the New Day by costing them the titles on the biggest stage of them all. I think that would be a nice spot for Big E and a really cool moment. So if that's what happens, all of this is worth it to me. Then we get this amazing Jey Uso promo. So Gunther comes out to the ring with his World Championship, and Jey comes through the crowd. He's not yeeting or anything, he still has his glasses on, but as soon as he gets in the ring, he throws them off, slaps the mic out of Gunther's hand, and he goes off on him on a promo. A really great promo, and this is exactly what I said last week needs to happen if we want to make Jey seem like a serious threat. He needs to be serious, he can't yeet. Now, the crowd kind of ruined it because they were still yeeting all throughout, and I don't think they got the sign that, okay, need to be a bit serious right now. But, you know, crowds are stupid. Like, the audience, they're honestly really stupid. No offense. But this was a really solid promo by Jey Uso. He seemed murderous. This is what I've wanted from Jey Uso from the start with this whole Gunther feud. And even though it feels a little bit too late, I still think there's enough time to invest in it and make it serious, because right now I'm fully behind Jey Uso, and the range he has, like, he can be this fun, exciting, kid-friendly yeeting guy, but he can also turn it up and be really serious, and I think that's his biggest strength. So I'm excited for this match at WrestleMania, and you know, I'm gonna be so happy when Jey Uso raises that championship. Then the main event match of the show is Penta very easily disposing of Dominic Mysterio. Dominic had no help this match whatsoever, and Penta just destroyed him. But after the match, Carlito came out and they ganged up on him, only for Braun Breaker to come out and hit the most amazing spear I've ever seen on Carlito and just dispose of Dominic pretty easily too. But he's not friends with Penta, so he speared Penta too. And that's when Finn Balor came out from behind and attacked Braun Breaker, raised the title, but then Braun Breaker got up very quickly and almost hit Finn Balor with the spear, but Finn Balor ran away. And then Braun Breaker stood tall with the championship. I really am fully convinced this match is gonna steal the show. Everybody involved are such great wrestlers and there's such hard-hitting styles that this match is gonna be fantastic, and I can see either man win this match. Penta can win this match, I'd be happy. Finn Balor can win this match, reinvent his career, I'd be happy. Dominic can get his first main roster singles title, I'd be happy. And if Braun Breaker retains, I'd be happy too. So this match is just, you can't go wrong here, at least for me. And then to finish the show, Paul Heyman comes out and just to say, go watch this whole segment. It was really amazing. Paul Heyman comes out to the ring and he says he's loyal to both Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and he won't be disloyal to either one of them. And Seth Rollins comes out, and Seth wants to take Paul out of the equation, and he honestly, after a bit of talking, he wants to curb stomp Paul Heyman, but CM Punk comes out to protect him. And then a bit of a brawl breaks out, and CM Punk ends up being down on the mat, and Seth Rollins is about to curb stomp Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman rolls out of the way. I think there might have been a little botch here. I think Seth might have missed Paul Heyman on purpose, but Paul Heyman accidentally rolled too early. But that aside, the story that's being told here is Seth missed the curb stomp on purpose. That's what's supposed to happen in kayfabe here, and he tells Paul Heyman, now you owe me a favor for not taking you out. So I'm curious what's gonna happen next week on Raw, or hell, even on SmackDown. What's Seth's favor gonna be? Or is Paul even gonna give him a favor? Because I don't think that's gonna slide. But this is definitely gonna make it a bit more serious. I'm really invested in this feud. I was unsure of it at the start because I felt like each of these men should have done something different. But honestly, I'm really interested now in seeing where this is going. If I had to give tonight's show rating, it would be a solid 8 out of 10. A few stuff that I didn't like, which brings it slightly down, but for the most part an amazing show that really is slowly starting to get me even more hyped for WrestleMania. So I'm really excited for WrestleMania, and if you are, let me know down below. I like to engage with you guys in the comment. I do reply to everyone, or at least I try to most of the time. So let me know what you think of Raw. Did you enjoy it? What didn't you like? And what would you see or what would you like to see happen next week on the final Raw before WrestleMania? Maybe some last bits of storytelling? Let me know. So I hope to see you again soon. I cover Raw, NXT, and TNA weekly, and from now on, SmackDown and Evolve too. So if that's what you're interested in, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's help this grow. We're almost at 500 subscribers. So I hope to see you next time. Love you all. Goodbye.